But the problem is with television newscasts, they don't keep score, they don't know history, they don't put anything in context. Oh, tonight we are. Come along. Hello, America. We're a couple of weeks away from this election, and quite honestly, it can't come fast enough for me. I'm going to show you something at 5:30 that will literally make you question whether or not this is even America anymore. And don't miss tomorrow's program. Wow. Now, when I say I can't wait for the election to be over, it's not just because, Democrats make my eyes bleed. No, it's Democrats, Republicans. It's really the whole process that just makes blood shoot out of my eyes. If I see one more black and white commercial with a still shot of an evil opponent, this is Bob Jones. Bob Jones wants to kill old people and babies. My head will literally explode. Now, I know you feel the same, and I don't want to be responsible for making your head explode, so I'm warning you now. Get some duct tape, put it around your head. Won't stop it from exploding, but at least when you get into the hospital, they'll say, oh, were you watching the Glenn Beck program? Yeah. All right, we're stitching people up right in here. Also, I got a little plate of cookies for you and some little juice, because I know last week they took like a gallon of blood from me and I needed a cookie and some juice. So we'll just have these here because you're going to need it. Lots of blood loss coming. I want to play a clip of comments made by Nancy Pelosi. And calling them comments is really, well, I don't know, generous on my part. There are more appropriate words to describe what's coming out of Pelosi's mouth, but I'll let you choose those. Now, there are going to be two clips. I'm going to play them both in their entirety, and then we'll go back and we'll go over the comments one by one. Are you ready? Deep breath. Here's Nancy.
All this money is pouring in from special interest. Unidentified, unlimited money from any source, including foreign sources. And why is that? What is it that they want to stop or reverse? Well, one thing that really makes them angry is the fact that we passed the Wall Street Reform Bill. What we said in that bill is never again will the recklessness of some on Wall Street cause joblessness for many on Main Street. There's a reason we're in this situation. The Republicans took us to the brink of disaster with a financial crisis, to the depths of recession, nearly a depression, and we had to pull back from that and pull back from that. In the meantime, they have stood in the way of the change, in many cases, of that we have tried to make in terms of increasing the number of jobs in our country. That's that. What we want to say is, in this election, let's continue to take America forward. We're not going back to the failed policies of the Bush administration.
Cookies are good. Yummy, yummy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get myself a little bit ready because we're going to start this train wreck again from the beginning. Blood loss.
All this money is pouring in from special interest.
Nancy, may I just have a moment here? Nancy Pelosi is totally against special interest money. Well, Democrats would never, ever, 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 Nancy, take $1.5 million in the first 6 months of the year for special interests from lobbyists. No! No, you wouldn't do it. I don't know how to explain that fact away, but I'm sure you wouldn't do it. And what was it that Andy Stern said about Barack Obama? Yes, bring it here. We spent a fortune to elect Barack Obama, $60.7 million to be exact, and we're proud of it. Oh, yes. Oh, one other thing. He also said this.
People are making investments in politics, and they expect a return on, on their investment. There's not ideology involved in corporations. They're looking for a return on their investment. I'm totally involved in distorting the political system, with contributions. That's what we've become in America, so we have to do that.
You didn't see that video. No special interest there. Definitely no pressure from the unions or anything. Back to the tape and look at the sign again underneath her face.
Unidentified, unlimited money from any source, including foreign sources.
Yeah, including foreign sources. blood sugar up. She didn't have the courage to say this during her speech, but what she's referring to here is the Chamber of Commerce. Yes, Democrats have run a smear campaign ad. A chamber could be pumping foreign money into the U.S. elections. Oh, my goodness. Hey, do you notice a Chamber of Commerce? Also, the first word is chamber. Ah! Star chamber. I mean, that argument would be about as strong as the one they're making now. All right, first of all, let's just take this whole thing, foreign money from the chamber. New York Times immediately shot this one down. Yes, the New York Times, quote, there is very little evidence that what the chamber does in collecting overseas dues is improper or even unusual, according to both liberal and conservative election law lawyers and campaign finance documents. New York Times. Then you have this little inconvenient truth. What a stupid movie that was. Democrats take in twice as much foreign money as Republicans from the Hill. Quote, House and Senate Democrats have received about $1.02 million this cycle from such PACs. House and Senate GOP leaders have taken almost $510 from PACs on the same list. So wait a minute, foreign money, just there, it's 2 times as much as the Republicans. This is inconvenient, isn't it? Now, if all of that foreign money is so shocking to you, Nance, well, then perhaps you should run an attack ad against yourself. I hate to bring that up because I think some of you people are dumb enough to do it. Inconvenient fact on foreign money to influence elections. Number 3. In 2007, Barack Obama received a donation from a farmer, Monir Edwan. He was in the city of Rafah, Georgia. Problem is, there is no Rafah in Georgia, but we found one in Gaza. You know this place, right? Gaza. It was a donation that came from a Gaza refugee camp where we found video of this. Look at this. It's a phone bank. Campaigning for Obama, calling from the Gaza Strip. And you remember the Gaza Strip. That's the place where the flotilla, went out and they attacked the Israeli soldiers. Remember that? The flotilla, Bill Ayers, Bernadine Dorn, they're all connected to this. Code Pink. You remember, right? Nancy, I've heard language like this in the past. Nancy's so worried about all that unidentified money just floating around. It's a mystery to me. Shadow dwellers. That's really what they are. It's a chamber, star chamber. Well, I'd like to just say Soros. Why do I say Soros? Well, it's a really amazing thing. Cookie? It's an amazing thing, George Soros. It really is, because George Soros, well, let's start here. Tides. The Tides Foundation. Uh-oh. Did you guys think I wouldn't talk about it anymore? Oh, look who's wrong. Funded by George Soros. That's great. It was originally headed up by this guy, Drummond Pike. Whoa, who's Drummond Pike? Oh, I bet he can write nasty letters. Tides is a group responsible for running anti-capitalist propaganda movies in our schools. We've talked about it. The Story of Stuff. And now, this is for our schools, but of course you can't just indoctrinate people in their schools. You got to do it in churches too. So now they have the story of more stuff, or Let There Be Stuff, or what. It's great. It's great. They also fund groups like Green for All, Van Jones Group, and the Apollo Alliance that wrote the stimulus bill. And they donate money to, Media Matters and Center for American Progress and Acorn. Well, the Acorn Institute, I'm pretty sure that must be an institute for higher learning. Gee, if I only had a brain. And Acorn International. Besides George Soros, I wonder who else is giving to Tides. Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't it be neat if somebody reported on all this unidentified money that must be pouring through to the Tides Foundation? Where does it all come from? Did you know the president's favorite news site, the Huffington Post? Uh-oh. This is probably going to make him sad. Huffington Post probably won't report on this. Why? Well, gee, Wally, they got a new Huffington Post investigative fund. Yeah. It's a journalism venture that seeks to create one of the largest investigative newsrooms in the country. Gee, Wally, wouldn't it be nice if they did some investigation on the Tides Foundation? Yeah, probably won't. We'll get in trouble to even mention this once Dad gets home. We found out who's funding them. Yeah, according to their site. Here it is, according to the Huffington Post site. Huffington Post, here it is. Huffington Post Investigative Fund is an independent, nonpartisan venture. We are in the process of creating our own nonprofit institution. While we do so, the Tides Center, a nonprofit incubator, serves as our fiscal sponsor and provides administrative Gosh, it's great. Fantastic. Nothing spooky or shadowy about that. Because we know Tides is great. Except that still leaves us with that pesky question, who gives all the money to Tides? You know what we should do? We should go back to Drummond Pike, because he ran the place. It's great. And I bet we could find something, you know, on the Tides, on their own website. There it is, Tides Foundation. Here it is, how you can give. Maintain your privacy. Donors' privacy is protected and anonymity is ensured if you so desire. When you recommend grants through Tides Foundation, a particular grant recommendation or all of your giving can be anonymous. Gee, Wally, that's trouble. Unless you're a dirtbag. Do you remember Dale Rathke? Completely, I don't know why I said dirtbag and thought of him. Anyway, he was caught embezzling $1 million from Acorn. That might have been it. Well, who was there to bail him out? Yes, Drummond Pike from Tides. Now, Drummond tried to make it anonymous, but it didn't work out for him. May I ask Nancy Pelosi, instead of the chamber, why don't you start here? Because that's a pretty good place, don't you think? Really? Better than the Chamber of Commerce? Maybe it's me. Juice box? They won't, because this isn't about the truth. The administration is demonizing places like the Chamber, not because it's an evil place. My father was a member of the Chamber. I mean, he ran a little bakery. Oh, yes. Foreign German pastries, eh? Now it all is beginning to make sense. My dad ran a bakery. That's what he did. I don't agree with everything the Chamber does. There's a few things that really hack me off about the Chamber. But what they do is defend the little guy. Guys like that. Do you know that 96% of U.S. Chamber members are still small businesses with 100 employees or less? What Pelosi and Obama are really looking for here is not some investigation. They're doing smear. They're also trying to change our history, change our conversation, change our traditions. They're trying to make you doubt. They're trying to stir up their base. But here's the most important thing. They want the donor list. Why? Well, they're going to need a cookie, because right now, blood's going to start shooting out of their eyes. Look what the administration has done just to my sponsors.